before I proceed with this video, I understand it might be a little bit too long for some of you. So if you could just scroll down and take a look at the description right now, you will see how provided chapters. Take, for example, if you only care about all the collection continuations, or maybe you care about all the weapons and tool skins, for example. If you truly wish to skip ahead, just look at the description. All chapters are provided there. And with that, good day, Ruskin enjoyers. I hope you're alright, because it's time for Rust Workshop Skin Checks. Now, I do apologise if I sound a bit funny. I've just had some flu, wasn't very fun, might sound a bit awkward, but I am trying my best, and we'll get through this, don't you worry. So compared to the previous week, we do have a little bit less skins compared, but still plenty of jungle-themed skins have been produced. And if you can recall the previous big updates we've had, Cooking Update, Primitive Update, we had a lot of skins being made in theme with those updates, and plenty of them were accepted. So I can't help but assume we'll be seeing a lot of interesting jungle skins. Of course, this Thursday, the May Force wipe, the jungle update being introduced. Things are looking pretty spicy, things are looking pretty interesting. How many people do you reckon will be playing over the course of this weekend? I'm expecting a lot. Can't help but assume maybe the summertime will still have more people. Kids are still in school, for example. But this is looking like there's going to be a lot of very interested people jumping in, just out of curiosity, being attacked by tigers and panthers and whatnot. It's going to be wonderful. All right, anyway, should we just get started? So before we proceed, you want to get the collection link? Well, it's at the very top of the description, so scroll down, take a look, there it is. And if you want to go look for all these skins in your own time, you're more than welcome to do so. But if you want to listen to the docent tones of a somewhat sickly sounding Hedge as he yaps about pixels, then sit back and relax as we get started with Deployables. So first up, we have the example skin. Now, just to point out, throughout all this video, I'm going to bring up or insinuate, if you happen to like a skin, consider showing your support. And by that I mean consider voting yes or no. Keep those skin creators informed if you like what they're producing. Kind of helps them out. But if you really happen to like a skin, consider going to the comment section. Offer some nice kind words. And it really does go a long way. Keeps those skin creators nice and motivated to keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. Now if you don't happen to like a skin, and you know exactly why, consider offering some constructive feedback. Be nice, concise and straight to the point. And well, constructive feedback can help them out. It could make them take into consideration how they could tweak it and change it if their skin's not accepted. They'll incorporate that into a brand new version, and you never know, maybe that gets accepted in the future, and you help them out. Right then, so this is a fridge produced by Sendox, a crate fridge to be precise. Not exactly a jungle theme, I guess you could say. But, I know a lot of people are looking forward to some more fridges. Ever since we had the update, people have been more keen on them. But they haven't been selling that much. Maybe Facepunch might take a bit of a step back. We shall see. Regardless, Sendox, you've produced a perfectly fine, cool, glow-in-the-dark design. So I think a lot of people could appreciate it. So, if you like it or not, consider voting yes or no. Alright then, now let's proceed with the many, many, many deployables we have. Alright then, so we've got some rugs. First of all, a standard rug. It's snakes. What? Yep. It's just a rug of snakes. Lots of snakes all on the floor. Compared to the previous week, all we saw was like vines and plants and whatnot. Now this week, snakes. Yippee. So anything, I'll give it to you. At least it's not like vines and whatnot. And we'll see what happens next. So best of luck to you, good sir. I think you could just put that like outside and scare a lot of people. Right, anyway, we actually got a couple of bearskin rugs. That's quite a rare sight to see, isn't it? Now here's the thing. Arietta, Maloiko, perfectly fine looking design. Didn't we have a Twitch drop that was a tiger themed bearskin rug last year? Yeah, Driss's Twitch drop. I mean, for what it is, it's very bright orange, and this at least has a tail. Driss's didn't have a tail, but it's not like the first time we've had something be a Twitch drop and then something very similar come out and then ends up being accepted. Baguette shotgun, that's it. Baguette double barrel shotgun. I can't remember. Who's the French streamer? Feel free to comment below. He got a Baguette double barrel shotgun. A Crowley. There we go. And then there was another one that was accepted like half a year later. So, I mean, it's up to Facepunch, and it does kind of match up with the themes. You could have done like a crocodile bearskin rug if that was achievable, but maybe the snoot might be a little bit too long. We'll see. Anyway, cool idea, but you do have competition. And it just so happens we actually technically have a collection continuation. Sabertooth Tiger Skeleton, which apparently is part of the Neanderthal collection, if you can recall the primitive skins. So, okay, let's go ahead and take a look at that. So, first of all, as you can see, it's a pretty interesting approach. I think this is actually version 2. I swear I've seen this before. But anyway, looks cool, something completely different compared to what we've seen in the past. Now let's go over to SMDD and let's type in Neanderthal collection. Now, I don't know if Facepunch would refer to it as a Neanderthal skin. Maybe we might not be able to instantly realise it's from the same collection. Chances are it probably will be treated as a separate skin. But I don't think a rug skin is going to dramatically change what we have right here. It's interesting. I certainly think a lot of people would appreciate it. And just to point out, it does appear to have been submitted back in January time. All right, cool. I don't think there'll be that much of a difference. But it's a cool idea and it's a cool skin. But yeah, so you know what? If anything, with the Neanderthal skins, do you reckon you could dress up like that and consider yourself like Tarzan? Swing on the trees? I'm just saying swing the vine, sorry. But you get what I mean. So, alright, cool approach, Zinc, but I'm not sure if people are going to put the connection and then realise it's, from the same thing. But still cool idea. So, best of luck to you, Zinc. I just don't think there's that much to invest into. So, move on. Paradise Furnace and many other furnaces. Right then, so Paradise Furnace, get a good look at that. Very nice, colourful, full of delicious fruit. Oh, yes. And when it's lit up at night time, seems to brighten up with all the fruit there. Looking very nice, looking very cool. All right, so I think a lot of people could appreciate a lovely fruity furnace. Best of luck to you, Mr. Domch. And yep, there's a little gift showcasing all of it. Now over to here. We have the Jungle Treasure Furnace. Get a good look at that. Nice, gold, shiny. Oh, yes, I think a lot of people can appreciate that. Johnny, old boy, this is a perfectly fine skin, perfectly befitting of the jungle. So props to you, good sir. However, you do have competition. We have another collection continuation. Death Metal has returned from Mr. Cubist. Yes, we have the Death Metal Furnace looking ever so biomechanical and scary. So yes, in reference to the HR Geiger style, yes, it is potentially going to be the fourth skin, if I can recall. We've had 3 accepted so far. Door, box, and yes, the fridge. All right, cool. So we have seen a decent amount of skins being accepted as of recent. I have spelt that incorrectly immediately. Good job, Hedge. Death Metal, come on, how are we doing? Is that the same collection? Yes, it is. Now, fortunately, not exactly doing super great. There's a ton of sheep in the doors. The sheep in the door are suffering. We've had quite a lot of large box skins. The large box is suffering. There has been a ton of fridges being accepted in such a short amount of time. The fridge is suffering. Ha! However, we're about to turn into the summertime. I can't help but assume a lot of skins are going to be appreciated from here and now, and I am expecting a lot of people to turn up for the jungle update. From here, is it going to carry on into June and July and August? By default, I would expect so, right? Now, I'll talk more about that towards the end of this video, but things are definitely lining up where I'd expect a lot of skins that have been suffering over the past 2 months, which was expected, the spring season, they are probably going to have a nice turnaround. In regards to fridges, though, I'm still expecting more fridges to potentially be accepted, what with the recent update. And with large boxes, I'm aware we're about to get 2 as a Twitch drop. So maybe this collection might not actually work out quite nicely. Or, if you actually take a look and see them on the Steam market, how many listings do they have? 39 here. How far off is it from its restore price? A good 10, 15 sales. Maybe things could turn around. But will it actually be accepted? We shall see, alright? So as of now, I'm just going to sit here and say I'm a bit iffy, but I'd welcome it. It's a very cool looking furnace. But are we going to see any non-jungle themed skins being accepted over the course of the next few weeks? That's another thing to consider. Cubist, keep up good work, and we'll see what happens next. So, as of now, not fully confident, I'm afraid. So let's move on to some sleeping bags. All right. Cosmic Flutter sleeping bag. Sleep pig bag. Sleep pig. Someone should do like a pig-themed sleeping bag and just call it Sleep Pig. Well, there you go, Senor. It's in your hands now. But yes, it appears to glow in the dark ever so nicely. Look at all the lovely little butterflies in the moonlight. Wow. Very nice. Very pretty. Keep up the good work, Senor, but you do have competition, and it's a jungle-themed skin. So like I said, are we going to see a lot more jungle-themed skins being accepted? Are we going to see 50% jungle, 50% regular sort of skins? We shall see. But it's actually kind of surprised me. I haven't seen that many jungle-themed sleeping bags being produced. And, well, Mr. Bad Trip's gone in, and let me point this out to you. I put this in the grass. It blends in wonderfully with the grass. But I've already made like a video kind of comparing sleeping bags in the jungle. And let me tell you, the foliage is so dense, it doesn't really matter. Just have like a dark sleeping bag, you're good. I'm not joking. Now, by default, like if you're right close to the sleeping bag, of course you're going to see it. But with this dense foliage, it's not that easy. So, yeah, so as long as you don't have like a bright pink or red or like, I don't know, blue sort of sleeping bag, then yeah, you're pretty much good. But to see a brand new jungle sleeping bag, I'm not going to say no. And by default, in the standard plains foresty areas, that works out very nicely, all right? So I think a lot of people would appreciate that. And yeah, so best of luck to you, Bear Trip and Hulk. We'll see what becomes of that. But overall, sleeper bags, you don't desperately need to have like a green one just to work out quite nicely in the jungle biome. I'm sure a lot of people figure that out when the actual update comes out. Right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some storages. Over to here we have the Jungle Ambush storage box produced by Nui. And yeah, get a good look at that cutesy little design. It glows. What's inside? I don't want to know. Right, best of luck to you, good sir. Now over to here we have large boxes. Mr. Stabby McStabface is making a comfortable return. And he's been putting out some very cool looking visuals. That is a very nice looking temple aesthetic. And it glows, of course, ever so nice. So do you like the design? Feel free to comment below, and feel free to consider showing your support. Best of luck to you, Stabby, but there is of course competition. Over to here we have the Aztec large box produced by Kika. It glows ever so nicely, as you can see right there. Thank you very much for the gift. So yeah, what are your thoughts? Feel free to comment below. But of course, there is competition. Over to here. Neon Bismuth collection has returned. Wirecat has decided to make a version 2 of his large box. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Neon Bismuth collection. How have you been doing? So, oh yeah, it's referred to as Bismuth on SMDD. So the garage door doing good. The sheet metal double door doing good. The armor double door doing good. And of course the neon sheet metal door doing okay. So honestly, all of this, it's appreciated. People like it, except this one. Technically speaking, that's actually not part of the collection, especially now that this exists. Just pointing that out. But yeah, it's been quite a while since November, almost half a year. Now, there have been attempts for a rug, large box twice, armoured door, no success since then. However, they did sell very nicely. They have all gone up in price ever so nicely. This is a collection that is in demand. People do appreciate it. Will Facepunch appreciate it? Good timing though, Wirecat, just as we approach a lot of, the summertime, especially with a big update like this, a lot of people will be turning up and a lot of people will see the Rust door. And I think a lot of people would have liked, they'd appreciate that. So we'll see what becomes of the Rust door. But for that, I think the collection would appreciate more skins. It's just, they're already kind of high in price. So it's going to be a bit awkward, but hey, I'm looking forward to it. So keep up the good work, good sir. Maybe another attempt for the armoured door. Maybe consider making a wooden door and a wooden double door. And now we also have another large box to take a look at, which of course is another collection continuation. That right there is Senor Tomato. Look at ever so. I don't know how to describe the face. What would you consider it? With the comment below. So yeah, he's just nonplussed, just chilling. Yep, you don't mind. Life is all right. Just sitting there. Yep. Sepesh, I don't blame you for giving it trying to dabble into some other deployables, but a rectangular shaped tomato. You could have just drawn him on it and still kept him spherical, but hey, you got the sheet metal door accepted, so okay, fair enough. Now, of course, this doesn't glow in the dark like the previous skins, so what are you thinking? Could this work out nicely? Let's go ahead and take a look at Senor Tomato. I don't have the Spanish N. Am I going to be able to find that? Uh-oh. Well, if you just go to sheet metal doors, and then what I can do is, through SMDD, when it has all the skins appearing, I can go to the specific link here, and then I can load this up. It's faster this way. And then I can look at the collection from here, because it's not that much of a big collection. It's literally just a rock and a sheet metal door. The sheet metal door is also, I just noticed it's already gone down in price pretty badly, down 56%. Ooh, and the rock, it is down a fair bit as well. Now, if anything, I think it's just the rock that you probably want to look at. 91 listings, which is fairly average on the Steam market. There's quite a lot of listings there. See, this is the issue where we had far too many silly face sort of rock skins being accepted. Also, there is a special jungle rock that's going to be released in the DLC with the upcoming jungle update. So I don't think there's much to look at. And then with the sheep metal door, with so many sheep metal doors that exist in the game, unfortunately, like many others before it, it has suffered and it's gone down in price. Half its price. Oof. So yeah, there's no support there, I'm afraid. Personally, I wouldn't jump in. But by all means, if you'd like the design and you're a fan of it, consider showing your support. Best of luck to you, Mr. Sepesh. Right, so we have one wooden door to take a look at. And basically, it could be considered a collection continuation. Mr. Freddy and Mr. Kruger in the past have been very successful with some very interesting designs. Basically, you may recall all the themed doors they did. and I'll show you right here. So we had like twig door, log door, we had, what was it, stone door. They tried to do brick door as well and whatnot. That didn't take off, unfortunately. But yeah, they've made sheet metal door, brick, stone door. It's all there. You can see it. So they are now trying to see if they could get the legacy wooden door being accepted. Now this version is the standard non-transparent version, you can't see through it, and it does blend in very nicely with the legacy wood, perfectly fine. But the transparent version, well, you can see through it ever so nicely, and yes, the transparency that you see right there, it's head height. I've tested this out, I've seen it for myself, and I know a lot of people would probably appreciate that. So what are your thoughts? Would you like to have another transparent wooden door? But unfortunately, I still think it would go down in price, because, we've had plenty of transparent wooden doors by now, and Twitch drops, but they still go down in price. So yeah, best of luck to you two. And this is actually more in reference to the recent high wall gate skin that we got for Legacy. So hey, we'll see. Anyway, best of luck to you two. Let's now move on and talk about sheep doors, of which we have a lot of, like tons. Like, oh my, how many do we have? Oh god. Here we go. So, crystals, sheep door produced by Confusion. Give that a good look. It's like an amethyst gemstone design. This is the only non-jungle theme skin I think we have out of all the sheep doors. So consider showing your support if you so wish. And now we can show you all the other skins, because there's plenty of them. Here we have Duck's Console Jungle Sheep door, and it looks like Snake on a Game Boy. Okay, that's pretty funny. Yes, it does appear to glow in the dark. Looking pretty cool, right? So best of luck to you, Mr. Duck. Over to here, we have the Jungle Rock Sheep door. This is made a reference to the upcoming Jungle Rock skin I just referenced. There you go. It's not the perfect picture to showcase it, but you can clearly, reasonably sort of see it right there. So, okay, cool. That's nice. Best of luck to you, Lottie. Now over to here, we have the Lost in the Jungle Sheep door, produced by Wagan and Gunya. A bit more grounded with the approach, not that shiny and doesn't glow in the dark, but hey, looks pretty cool, and I'm sure a lot of people would still appreciate it. Best of luck to you two. Now over to here, we have the Jungle King Sheep door, produced by Papacal Universe Kid. It glows in the dark ever so nicely, with a very ferocious looking tiger right there. Look at that. Very nice. Very impressive. Keep up the good work, you two. And over to here, we have the Centipede Sheep door. Oh, it's made of eyeballs. Oh. Z-Han and GBG are the ones behind this. Do you like the design? Feel free to comment below. And of course, consider showing support. Best of luck to you too. Now over to here, we have the Jungle Treasure Sheep door. This does not appear to glow in the dark, but it's very shiny. Very gold and very shiny. Produced by Holodno and Kolotinsky. I've given this a good looking game, and let me explain it once again. Very shiny. Right, best of luck to you too. Now over to here, we have the Jungle Warden Sheep door. Produced by Mr. Yeah. A very scary looking face. And doesn't appear to glow in the dark. No mentions. Oh, there you go. Skin does not glow. Right then, so that was all the sheep doors that weren't a collection continuation. But this one is. For what we have right here in front of us is a collection. Shut up, Hedge. It's a collection continuation produced by Mr. Shedmon. In the past, you may recall, we have had a sleeping bag and a furnace. Now, these were actually made years ago. So quite recently I did see Mr. Shipmon kind of go back to it, see if he could get a collection continuation like a year ago. Wasn't successful. However, considering the jungle update, considering tigers are being introduced, it feels like it's a perfect time for it. So let's go back and take a look at the tiger stuff, because unfortunately I don't think SUMM considers it a collection. Oh, here we go. Tiger Crown Furnace, right, there's one. So yeah, this isn't exactly doing super great. It's just been by its lonesome self for a very, very long time. It's only 34 listings, like next to nothing there. And well, 73 cents. Huh, that's a bit weird, because it's like 9, 1, 2, suddenly it's up to $1, and then there's like 20 listed above. Let's see what becomes of that then. That's looking pretty interesting. And then over to here, if we could now look up the Tiger Crown. Is it Tiger Crown sleeping bag, or is it like something else? Tiger sleeping bag? I don't remember. This is actually one of those like 2015 skins. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly bring back that. Type in Tiger. Because, yeah, this is like a vintage skin from long ago. Where are you, Tiger? Where are you? There you go. Tiger Crown sleeping bag. Couldn't find it. That's weird. So, yes. 156 listings. What? What's going on here? 56 listed above $2. Not that many except the 17 there. Have people bought this out recently with the hype for the jungle stuff? Looks like it did have a little bit of a moment, and then it went back down. That's actually in March, February. That's interesting. So yeah, that's looking pretty loose, except for that, but it could have a bit of a nice turnaround if we do see, perhaps, a collection continuation. We'll see. The furnace is looking a little bit more interesting. The sleeper bag, though, especially considering it's been out for a very long time, I think both of them look pretty interesting. So, what are your thoughts in regards to design? Are you looking forward to a potential collection being brought back to life? We shall see. Best of luck to Mr. Shepman, I guess, and let's see if he can bring it all back. It's in your hands, good sir, and yours as well. Consider showing your support. All right, then, so interesting things there. What about with the garage doors? Let's go ahead and take a look. So, over to here, we got quite a lot, and off we go. Okay, so first up here we have the jungle garage door. Now this has been made in reference to the upcoming brand new jungle building skin. As you can see to the sides here, there's the walls, and in between, here we have the garage door. Mr. Salitra, well, we'll see what becomes of that. Not a bad idea, and some people have done that in the past as well. So best of luck to you. Could that potentially be your first ever skin to be accepted? And do you like? Well, we'll see. Now over to here we have the Liana garage door, which is like some vines, and that's that might be pushing it in terms of the transparency. Maybe. It's a cool idea. Very interesting approach, loser. But I think the non-transparent version would be more likely. Still a very interesting approach. Best of luck to you, good sir. Very interesting idea. Now over to here. Here we have the hunting season garage door produced by Dragonorma Van. A very, very strange looking spectacle. Is that a man wrestling with a crocodile? Okay, fair enough. That's pretty cool. You're going to smack her with your torch. I don't think that's going to do enough damage. Now it appears this does glow in the dark ever so nicely. So, yes, best of luck to you too. Let's see if that works out very nicely. Best of luck. Now over to here we have the Welcome to the Jungle garage door produced by Milho Freeturn Sagadis Milias. Give that a good look. Bright, neon, and leafy. Right, so best of luck to you too. And then over to here, we have a very strange-looking Beware the Jungle garage door produced by Falcon Costier. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a little bit scary. I don't want to end up like that, or do you? Right, so yeah, glows the dark ever so nicely as you can see. So best of luck to you two, and we'll see what becomes of that then. Now over to here. Here we have the Just Do It garage door produced by Bitrate. That is a very nice looking glow-in-the-dark neon design that I'm sure a lot of people can appreciate. Swing! Well, that's pretty straightforward, isn't it? As I said, I'm still kind of surprised no one's done like a Tarzan sort of theme set. If you're going to be swinging on trees, they're going to go, Anyway, shut up, Hedge. And over to here, what do we have? It is a collection continuation. This is the Ape Lord garage door collection continuation to the sheep door that we have right here. Now, considering the sales at the moment, if you were to compare to the other sheep doors that we've seen so far this year, it's kind of like somewhat similar. And then if you look at the prices for the sheep doors we've had so far this year, yeah. So I unfortunately don't have that much confidence, but by all means, if you like this and you like the garage door that you just saw there as well, consider showing your support. But in terms of am I invested, well, the sheep door is abnormal. We will be approaching that tomorrow, but I don't have a lot of faith in garage doors at the moment. Or no, sheep doors. Well, both really. But yeah, with the performance of all the other skins, like I'd like to assume everybody wants to go ape mode, and with the jungle and whatnot, it's just. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work out as nicely. But I could see it, getting that continuation. So if you're all for it, if you want to support this skin and, see it, become a collection and whatnot, show support to Mr. Sad Happy. And, yeah, let's see if this could get that continuation. So best of luck once again. And now we're down to the double doors. Let's go ahead and take a look at these remaining skins. And that will be that for the Deployables. Jungle Guard Sheep Metal Double Door. Give that a good look with the golden designs embraced on the sides. Look at that. Nice and shiny. I'm sure a lot of people appreciate that. Good stuff there, Mr. Adoinski. And then we have a second version. Not so gold, not so shiny, but still a very interesting design. So best of luck to you, good sir. Consider showing your support. And then over to here we have the Sandy Sunrise Sheep Metal Double Door produced by Flashback. Give that a good look. It's like a sort of, what do you call it? Stained glass approach. Yep. All right, and of course, as you can see, glows ever so nicely. Now over to here, we have the Jungle Fauna Sheep Metal Double Door, produced by Oasis and Isaac. Give that a good look. That glows very, very nicely with all the fish. Oh no, it's not fish. Those are geckos. Oh, oh, and a snake, a couple of snakes and whatnot. All right, that's looking pretty cool. Best of luck to you too. Now over to here, we have a collection continuation. It's a version 2. So quite some time back, we have seen this, and I've already made like a short video showcasing the first version. I'm sure a lot of people would greatly appreciate the continuation to the Sheep Matador. Now, I just looked at Sheep Matadors just a second ago. That Sheep Matador's also gone down in price. How much by, though? Only 3%. It's done a very good job of retaining its value. But is it actually going to hold? Well, let me tell you. A collection continuation definitely would give it a nice bit of a boost. And, well, it's only one listing below the price. After that, it's basically just slightly above. That does not have that many listings until it reaches $4. Like, that could easily rise up in price. And the majority of the listings appear to be above $5. That might be appreciated ever so nicely as we approach the summertime. So, your consideration. Just point it out. Right then, so a Sheep Matador could give that a lovely, lovely boost. So, it's in your hands with that information. Best of luck to Omnipresent. The difference between this version and the previous version is that the V2, the windows are the same height as the single door, and also some minor changes in the colours to match the single door. Okay, because with the first version, he actually adjusted the windows to be slightly lower, because he was listening in to what people were asking about, if only the windows on the single Sheep door were a little bit more head height, but now he's probably thinking, maybe the reason I got that accepted was because the windows are probably slightly higher. Hey, I don't know. He can answer that. Right, moving on. And over to here, we have the Protector Armoured Double Door. Yes. So here's a funny thing. Just around the corner, we're about to have an Armoured Double Door Twitch drop. And now we see this in the Rust store, potentially. I would be surprised if that actually does get accepted now. No one face punch. Anyway, so yes, Protector Collection. Let's go ahead and give this a good look. So over to here, we can see that we have had, Sheep Matador door, single Sheep Matador, and a garage door. Sheep Matador door, doing A-OK. Single Sheep Matador, half in price. Garage door, almost half in price. That's the state of those doors. Double doors, doing very good. Single doors, and garage doors, Sorry, but yeah, I don't expect the other two doors to really make that much change. Like, I will sit here and say this. When we saw the garage door being accepted, the Sheep Matador went from like $1.20 to like $1.90, but now it's gone back down a fair bit as well. But as we approach the summertime, will this collection potentially progress, and will we see it, be appreciated a little bit more? That's definitely something we'd like to consider looking forward to. But it's honestly just the Sheep Matador door that's likely to get a nice boost, to be honest with you. Garage doors so far this year, and single Sheep Matadors, So yeah, we'll see. Regardless, would you like to see this being accepted? Consider showing your support. It glows in the dark. It looks very shiny, and I'm sure a lot of you would appreciate. And just to point out, we have more of a transparent version over here. Yep. Now, can we actually see the transparency? Yeah, it's basically where the hatches are. Yes. Okay. Right, it's right there. So it's constantly transparent, it seems. Right then. So that is it. That's the final deplorable for the week. Out of all these deplorables, which one was your favourite? Which one do you think has a genuine good chance of potentially being accepted? Feel free to comment below. And now, let's go ahead and talk about the weapons and the tools. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at these rock skins. Okay, so what does this have to do with the jungle, huh? It's fine, Vold. I'm fully well aware that many animal-themed rock skins have been accepted so far this year, so at least they're trying something different. Best of luck to you. Now over to here, in terms of talking about, trying something different, here we have the crumpled jar. Now, I'm under the impression you meant to say crumpled can, Golden Dreamer. I'm sure that's what you meant. But yeah, it's quite literally a crumpled can. That's actually a very creative approach, so best of luck to you, good sir. But of course, there is competition. There is a parrot. See, now that's part of the jungle. I mean, I will respectfully sit there and say that. Oh, back over to here. You're using the beak as like the part that you hit the tree with. Okay, Odyssey, if that was intentional, that's actually very clever. It's the sharpest part of the bird. Alright, so yeah, that's a lovely batch of rocks. Which one was your favourite? Feel free to comment below, and best of luck to you, good sir. Alright, we've got some hammers. Yeah, we haven't had a hammer in a while. Maybe we could see another one. So first up here we have the packet of piranhas. Is that hard enough? Well, I mean, if that explodes, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be very unhappy. Regardless, it's a very interesting idea. So best of luck to you, Icona. That's definitely something very unique. Next up here we have the Curse of the Ancients hammer. An interesting sort of ritual style produced by Ico and DGR. And if I can recall, there's a second version here. Now, do they happen to glow in the dark? I'm not seeing any showcasings of that. It doesn't appear like it does. And I can see a little GIF here as well. So those were some interesting looking hammers. Best of luck to you too. Now over to here, we've got some grenades. So what do we have here? Old Civilization grenade produced by Kavahu. Give that a good look. A bit worn out, aged, interesting style. Doesn't appear to glow in the dark. No mentions of that. So okay, and there's a GIF showcasing it as it slowly goes around. Get a good look at the shine as well. Yep. Best of luck to you, sir. But over to here, we have a mango. And I guess you get mangoes in the jungle. Exploding mangoes, though. Now, that's a bit questionable. We also have a version 2 here with a little bit more red to it. So, Mr. Rosato, it's a unique approach. Best of luck to you, good sir. Best of luck. Now over to here, we have some salvage swords and some very interesting designs. A jungle machete produced by Dew. Get a good look at that. Pretty stylish and looks like it could cut many, many foliage, trees and whatnot. And over to here, the Tropical Predator, produced by Robstar. That's got quite a lot of style to it. Obviously in reference to a tiger. Very interesting approach. Best of luck to you, good sir. Over to here, we have some tools. First up, stone tools, then some regular tools. We have the Tiger Tooth Stone Hatchet produced by Segis. Yeah, those are some pretty big looking teeth right there. And then we have the Stone Pickaxe as well. So best of luck to you, good sir. Now over to here, we have the Scrap Tech Hatchet produced by Flate and Meeseeks. What's that got to do with the jungle? Jungle technology. Alright, well, that's looking pretty sweet. Best of luck. And then we also have the pickaxe right there as well. Looking pretty cool. Best of luck to you two. Right then, here we have the first crossbow. Oh, it's the only crossbow. And then we've got a bunch of handguns. So let's go grab all those. Mr. PYH, where is the pictures? All I have is one. I need more. Well, that's all we got. It is a crocodile-themed crossbow, I think. Maybe if we could look at the front. It's fine. Best of luck to you. He's probably getting the pictures right now, if anything. He says right there. All right. Bad timing. And then over to here, we have the Ancient Yoker, produced by Mr. Fresh. Give that a good look. Nice. Somewhat straightforward look design, but I mean, what else you could do? It's made out of bamboo and it's got like a cool looking symbol on it. I think he's done more than enough. So best of luck to you, Mr. Fresh. A very interesting looking yoga design. And over to here, we have the Overheated Sap. It doesn't glow. It says it. It looks like it does with the reflection there, but no, it does not glow in the dark, as you can see. So, okay, aim down the sight. Mr. HSM, that's a perfectly fine looking pistol. So best of luck. And then over to here, we have one that's in reference to a bird. I do like it. That's a very long beak. Mr. VHS, that's a very creative approach. Now aimed down the sight, what do we see? Yeah, it looks like it's vaguely yellow. Okay, yeah, that should be right for pretty much all environments. So do you like the bird gun? Feel free to show your support. Best of luck. And then over to here we have one python for the week produced by Mr. Verona. It is the Blue Snake Python. Yeah, good look at that. Just all nice and wrapped around. Lovely piece of work. And aim down the sight. Where do we see that? Oh, there it is. Is it a standard aim sight? It looks to be a blue aim sight. Yep, people would appreciate that. Good for all environments. Best of luck to you, Mr. Verona. Scroll down. Let's go take a look at some submachine guns. What do we see? Quite a lot. That's very nice. Perfect. It's great for the jungle environment. See, everybody's going to be looking for green stuff, right? No one suspects the marshmallow pink. But Stairs, I wouldn't want to run around the jungle with that. Maybe he's doing it on purpose. But anyway, as you can see, nice bright blues, nice bright pinks, and a pink aim sight. Best of luck to you, Mr. Stairs. Over to here, we have something more expected. Darker sort of, coloration. Oh, it's got some transparency there. No mention of the transparency. Still, if you're going to do that, you have to actually mention it. That's actually a rule. If you can make an effort to do that in the future, it'll probably help you out. Is that actually transparent? Am I going crazy? Have I been tricked? Have I gone mad? No. Wait, but it's got like the full thing there. On the other picture, maybe that was an older picture. Maybe I've gone mad. The flu still has me under its wraps. Anyway, best of luck. There's actually a second version here as well, just to point out. And wait, hang on a minute, I just saw it in the second one there. Still, you're playing tricks with me. And it has a interesting sort of very light aim sight there. No grass colour matches up with that, so you should still be able to distinguish that in the grassy green. So best of luck to you, Mr. Seal. But no, seriously, anyway, move on. Moving on, here we have the Shadow Project MP5 produced by Zvirand. Give that a good look. A nice sleek black design. And as you will see with the aim down the sight image, what we have, Mr. Zveran was the aim to the sight. It appears to have a red aim sight. I'd church you if I could. Come on, Mr. Zveran. Alright, anyway, perfectly fine looking sleek black design. Let's see if that could potentially be accepted. And over to here we have the Jungle Treasure Thompson produced by Mr. Fuff. Give that a good look. Very interesting design. Put all along the side. Look at that. That's actually a very impressive looking approach. Right, I like the style. I like the pattern. Where's the aim down the sight image? Ah, perfection. With a red aim sight, can't go wrong with that. Well, Mr. Fuff, keep up the good work. I'd like to see a full collection of that. That looks nice. Okay, so moving on. Here we have some SARs. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of these. And some LR300s. Can't miss those. Right then, Pinstriping Project SAR. That is very colourful. Look at that. Alright, okay, that's looking pretty interesting. Give that a good look all on the side. Same down the sight image. Useful red aim sight. Yes. Right, so that's looking pretty nice. I'm sure a lot of people would like that. Best of luck to you there, Mr. Slevny. Lovely little, thing there. And then we have the Steel Jungle SAR produced by Hessiam. Hessiam, that's nice, but it'll look better if it had the texture on it. I'm sorry, but yeah, it would. Alright, aim down the sight. What do we see? That is looking like it's got a little bit of a red. Yep, a little bit red on the aim sight. Pretty cool looking approach. I like the style with the, the predator all on the side there, the tiger. It sees you. Yeah, interesting approach. Keep up the good work. But yeah, if you're going to do that, might as well have the texture on it if you can. And then over to here, we have a collection continuation. This is the Reflector SAR collection continuation to the Reflector. What was it? It was a Python, wasn't it? Yes. And if I can recall, it had like a slight bit of transparency. It was more cosmetic rather than, well, useful, being honest with you. So, all right, let's go take a look at that Reflector Python. I think we know what the answer is. It is down in price. How badly? It has halved in price. Cool. Yes, I do believe this sold for $2. Oh no, it was $2.49. It now sells for less than $1. That's the state of Pythons at the moment. Yeah, it's not pretty. And right now, we currently have the Bombshell Python, which has the actual proper transparency on the aim sights. We'll see how that turns out, but chances are that will actually retain its value, whereas this didn't. Cosmetic and interesting idea with it and whatnot. It's just, yeah, when it comes to Pythons, either it's helpful or people don't care for it, and evidently, yeah, so slight bit of transparency, but wasn't enough. So I don't think the SAR is going to dramatically change that and cause that to go up in price. Either version, it's nice what it is, and keep up the good work if you can, Yui. But yeah, if you're going to go for it, might as well just go full transparency now. Well, best of luck, but yeah, I don't see an investment to be made there. Agent LR300. What's this? Produced by Resenza. Right, well, that is looking to be pretty interesting. It looks like a scar. I've played a lot of Call of Duty back in the past. It looks like a scar. Either way, perfectly fine looking approach. Best of luck to you, good sir. With a green aim sight, just to clarify. Yep. Best of luck. Now over to here we have the Primal Spirit LR300 produced by WetQA, CROCO Pima, and Vici V. I can't pronounce all of that. I'm sorry. Vici XVI. There you go. Sorry, my mouth's a bit bleh from the flu. Right, looking at that sky blue aim sight. That should be good for all environments. I think a lot of people appreciate that. I like the artwork. That looks very pretty. Puma, snake, jungle lady for some reason. Yeah. Right, well, best of luck. Keep up the good work, and yeah, we'll probably see a nice, interesting collection being built out of that. Over to here, we have the Jungle Predator LR300. Just a big tiger right there. Produced by Michael and CD. That is an interesting looking design, and I do believe they're trying to build up a collection. As you can see, they must have put out the SAR from the previous week, so... Alright, aim down the sight if we can, please. Where's that? Where is the aim down the sight? Oh, there we go. And is it just a standard black? Yep, standard black aim sight. Well, overall, pretty interesting. Keep up the good work. Best of luck to you too. I don't think anime has anything to do with the jungle, but it don't matter. So here we have the ever so lovely looking Sakura LR300. Now, of course, we had the Sakura AK-47, and there was a bit of a debate, It came out in a ruster that was super late, and it wasn't going to be a very big ruster in terms of late ruster rotation, and then of course it rolled into the next ruster rotation, the update. So that was what, March going into April force wipe. That's what I'm talking about. And of course, when there's a force wipe, you'd expect an early ruster rotation. So this was in a ruster for what, like 6 days and a quarter at best. So if we go back over to here, this whole ruster here didn't sell as much as what you'd normally expect it to. That's the point I'm trying to get across. And that AK, it just got up in price just like that. Now, it still sold quite a lot, but if it did like a full proper rush store, maybe it might have squeezed out an extra few thousand. Anyway, 70 listings, $5, that worked out beautifully, all right? Every single year, we get maybe 1 or 2 interesting-looking AKs, and that's one of them this year for 2025. Now, of course, there are Twitch drops, and that causes issues because we have almost 300 AKs in the game right now. But the point I'm trying to get across is look at all the last year, and then you'll see like these two, and then you'll see that one there. So yeah, a couple might be in the positive. But the only thing we could really compare to is the Kiss AR, which is currently $8. Well, there you go. But that sold like half as much, almost half as much as the Kiss AR. So that worked out very lovely. And now we have a brand new collection continuation potentially. Let me tell you, I think the AK would greatly appreciate it. I think the summer's looking pretty good for it if that's going to potentially be accepted. Armour, CROCO, you're in a very, very good spot right now. Personally, I wouldn't have gone for the LR300. I don't think that many people appreciate the weapon itself. But if you keep it up and you keep putting out very lovely looking skins, I know a lot of people will be wanting it. I know a lot of people will be appreciating it. And well, the AK would appreciate it a lot more because I still think that sold a lot less than what it normally would have. And I think that'll be rising up in price very nicely. The AK is looking pretty viable. It's in your hands for what you're doing with that information. But let me just point this out. Nothing is a guarantee. Face Punch probably thought, you know what, just this week we'll do an anime skin. We'll never do it again for a long time. But we don't know. We don't know what they think. And like I said, it's not jungle theme. Our Face Punch primarily going to focus jungle theme skins from here and now. Maybe these two need to just wait it out a little bit longer and maybe put out an LR300 version 2 in the future. Or maybe it just gets accepted. So that weird spot, isn't it? So overall, the AK worked out perfectly fine. But I do think with a proper collection being built up around it, it will go up even higher, all right? And in the past, we've had some very cool looking summer sets. You may recall, like back in 2023, we had like Chameleon Collection and Redemption Collection. All those weapons came out, people appreciated them, and the prices set up very nicely. And typically with a weapon-only collection, it doesn't really work out very nicely, does it? So keep an eye on that. Let's now move on to the AK-47s. And there isn't that many. And, oh, there we go, now 9.6 and a rocket launcher. So here we have the Hyper Welding AK, produced by 9K. Give that a good look. It's all nice and welded together. Pretty interesting looking approach. Aimed under sight if we can, and it looks like it's got like a red sides to like a blue aim sight. Oh, okay, that's a bit different. But yeah, a very interesting DIY style of design. Is that like to your liking? Feel free to comment below. And over to here we have the CROCO painting. Now, I thought this was in reference to the, I thought it was part of the collection, you know, the two storages. It's not, it's made by two different people. CROCO is just a style, it seems, that I'm not familiar with, clearly. But yep, CROCO AK-47, give that a good look. Yep, standard black aim sight. So, alright, maybe we'll get a yellow AK, we shall see. Best of luck to you two. But over to here, we have the Kintsugi AK-47, produced by Edgy Voxel. I don't know what this is. Only what has fallen to pieces can truly find the way to serenity. Oh, is this that whole Japanese thing where when you break a vase, the whole art behind it is that you put it back together and put it back on display? Yes, I think that is the I think that's the whole thing, the whole aesthetic, the gimmick. Anyway, aim down the sight. What we look at was the aim down the sight image. Where's the aim down the sight image? Where is it? Where is it, Edgy? Edgy? No. Oh, there you go. Thank you. And that appears to have a orange aim sight. Should be good for all environments. Maybe not the desert, but yeah, we'll see. Best of luck. There is also a second version, which is much more of a nice sort of like sea blue, navy blue. And the orange stands out so much more on that. Oh, okay. See, now, we don't see that kind of colour combination that much. Maybe you're onto something. Keep up the good work, good sir. Now over to here we have the hyper animated AR, and look at that hollow effect. Delarai, Jovi. Oh, stop it. Oh. That looks very nice. But again, would it be too distracting? Feel free to comment below what you'd think of in regards to that. Maybe we could start seeing a lot more like holographic sort of like weapon skins. Oh, don't give Face Punch ideas. They'll turn it to DLC and make you pay lots for it. Right, aimed in the sight. What do we see? That seems to be a very useful red aim sight. So yeah, is that a little bit too distracting? I'd love to hear your comments. You too, keep up the good work. Oh, and you've got a second version here, don't you, as well? So, like, they had red, green, and yellow just a minute ago. Now they have, like, pink, yellow, and purple. Again, like, that's a colour scheme we don't see that much of, do we? So, Red aim sight still. Seems good. Keep up the good work. Very interesting, good style. Yeah, all right. And then over to here, we have the Jungle Fury L96. This is a very nice looking skin produced by Yan and Nuvo. Haven't had a L96 in a while. I think the last one was, what was it? Was it back in Lunar New Year? Well, it's been a little bit. But yeah, got the big goofy looking tiger right there. All the jungle scenery on the sides. Pretty nice. I like it. Well, if you do too, consider showing support. Best of luck to you too. And then for the last weapon/tool of the video, here we have the CROCO BM1, the Bombardiro Crocodilo. Decap, did you do the Thompson the previous week? No. Oh. Someone did like a very silly sounding Thompson last week. Is this some sort of joke I'm not caught up on? Right, anyway, so we don't have a name down a site image. Don't think that'll matter too much. It's a rocket launcher. But from what I can see, yeah, it's got like a big crocodile face right there. Okay, not too bad. But yeah, if you do a rocket launcher thing, still show like the end on a site image. People still care enough. Anyway, best of luck to you, TCAP, and hey, maybe we could get another rocket launcher in a Rustore this year. We shall see. Best of luck. And so, that was all the weapon/tools of the week. Lots of interesting designs. Not as much green compared to the previous week. I'm sure you could agree with that. But, it's not too much of a problem. So yeah, out of all those skins, which one was your favourite? Which one do you think has a very good chance of potentially being accepted? Feel free to comment below. And now, let's move on to the clothing and armour. For our first clothing armour skin, with backpacks, I consider them clothing. As you can see, we have the Expedition Backpack. Pretty colourful if you look at it. Maybe that'll blend in very nicely. So we've been discussing, like, when you're in the jungle. So as long as you're, like, dark, like brown, black, or green, you blend in somewhat reasonably nicely, right? Something like that maybe wouldn't be helpful. Maybe if you're next to, like, all the flowers and whatnot, it could be helpful. But, Henon, it's something different. It's a unique approach. Best of luck to you. Keep up the good work, sir. Now over to here, well, that is a Commando Backpack, and that is produced by Mr. Kosem. So, last year we had the Commando and the Black Diamond Collection, that's it. And they were kind of competing with each other for your love, and that kind of led to problems, didn't it? But, having seen both of them somewhat recently, if I can recall, Commando Collection's kind of dropped down a fair bit. Black Diamond not as much, but both of them have kind of suffered. Now, that's not too bad. The weapons are still holding up somewhat nicely. Can't complain too much there. But it has dropped off. Now, will Backpack subtly fix everything? I don't think so. I'm still in the position of, where's the boots and gloves? Do the boots and gloves again. But again, it's a black theme set. And will Face Punch prefer to just stick with doing jungle theme skins for the foreseeable future? I'm still appreciate it, but how many black backpacks? But how many black backpacks have we had already? Do we have a backpack this week here? No backpacks. Well, you've had Lexi Kevlar, Blackout, and I think there was another one, a Twitch drop. What I'm saying is we've already got quite a lot of them, and then you're going to sit there and say, oh, let's do another. Well, you could sit here and say Blackout, you could say Restoria, you could say Yexoms, and you can say Legacy Kevlar. That's down by 17. That's down by 6. That's not that bad. That's not that bad, actually. Seems like people do appreciate a good black backpack. I don't think Commando would sell as much as that one there, especially the amount of backpacks we've had as of recent. So, okay, maybe things could line up quite nicely. Best of luck to you, Mr. Kosem. It's just, I don't really think the backpack's going to cause like the clothing and the armour and go back up in price. Boots and gloves would, though. Or a jacket, maybe. It's up to you, Mr. Kosem. So, anyway, we'll leave it at that. Now, we have an interesting looking pair of primitive skins here. So over to here, we have the Tiger Burlap set. Probably not the best camouflage in the jungle, but maybe you could pretend to be a tiger and scare all the people. Right, K. Vladimir, hello. If you're going to do this, do burlap shoes or hide boots, leather gloves, and a balaclava, but obviously to look like a tiger. Commit to it. Go full tiger. All right, go full tiger, all right? Go full furry. Full furry. Full furry. Yes, yes. Yeah, do it. You know how we had like the shark balaclava and thing like that before? Head wrap. Which one is it? Head wrap? Look up the head wraps. Just out of curiosity now, I've got to look this up. Yeah, there you go. So if we've got something like that, you could do a tiger. Yeah, yes, do it. So best of luck to you too. I'm actually looking forward to it now. I'm sure people would appreciate it. Oh, okay, this is a bit different. So, I recall last week we had a set. Oh, yes. So there was two. There was just this boonie hat, And then there was the other one made by, I can't remember. But there's been 2 versions of this, and now this is the other one. Even though last week the boonie hat was all by itself, this is what follows. Perhaps Monomic Man had an idea, but he just didn't know how to fully get it out. Maybe just wanted to time everything. But yeah, that is a collared shirt, and that is a pair of pants right there. Jungle Explorer. And for what it is, okay, it's not too bad. I like it. The other one was called like Jungle Defender, if I can recall. This one here is called Safari. So, not bad. I'm looking forward to the idea of potentially, doing like a documentary style, if we could get something like this being accepted. Do like a documentary style video. Best of luck to you then. Now over to here we have some hoodies. And of course we're rolling back into the green. So over to here we have Jungle Revenge hoodie. Now that right there isn't exactly green, but even something like that in the jungle biome would still work perfectly fine. I'm not joking. So Yopka, Lancey, let's see how this develops. I could see the tier 3 set right there. Let's see if either that potentially gets accepted in the upcoming Rust store. Over to here, Jungle Raiders. I know the hoodie had a bit of a problem with the normals. I am fully well aware that it's been fixed now. So if you've seen this in game already, it's been fixed. But yep, this is the potential pseudo sort of collection continuation produced by Vlek and Igor. That is the Jungle Raiders, that is to the Forest Raiders, that is to the Desert Raiders, that is to the Arctic Raiders that never became. But yeah, these guys made Desert Raiders and Forest Raiders. They did attempt Arctic Raiders back in December. We've already talked about that. Wasn't accepted. And that is a great example of being aware that just because this looks like it's going to be perfect for the jungle, just because it's made by the people that made a very expensive set, it doesn't necessarily mean it's definitely going to be accepted, all right? You have to be a little bit careful with this. Don't get your hopes up, all right? Whiteout just keeps getting more and more expensive. Please, go. Imagine if they accept that now. Oh, that would be such... Oh, imagine if they did that. That would actually be very funny. Anyway, best of luck to Vlek and Igor, and good job, fixing the hoodie. Now, oh mate, actually, I would found it really funny if they did the Arctic hoodie. Move on. Banana Leaf hoodie and pants. That is definitely a collection continuation. Now, I made a mistake last week. I didn't mention the jacket being a collection continuation, or rather, I didn't put it in the description. That's my bad. But let's talk about this. So, Banana Leaf collection, let's go ahead and give this a good look, because the poncho and the bandana have been doing very nicely as of recent, but they have gone down in price. So this was like $20 at one point. This was pushing up to $5. Both of them are kind of calmed down a fair bit, but compared to where they were before, I mean, I'm not complaining. They're still very high compared to where they were. Now, if we were to see a hoodie and pants being accepted, yeah, I could still see them rise up in price. I just don't imagine they'd stay up forever. And then when we start seeing like the armor being made and whatnot, maybe that'll calm down a fair bit. But that's $10. Not too long ago, that was like $4. And then like a year ago, that was like $1.50. It's madness, isn't it? Absolute madness. But that is the jungle hype. So things are looking interesting. Jacket, hoodie and pants, either one, that would definitely cause like a nice bump in price. But not a huge one, I think. But if we do see like a proper core collection being made out of it, and if you look at it properly, that is not fully green, but it is green enough. That would work out lovely in the jungle. I don't think people complain about that. So, right, we shall see. Best of luck to Multi-Eye Hat Boris and Mr. Damnedin. All right, let's just close those two, and now let's move on. Okay, well then, what do we have right here? Well, I don't know if the Reptile Hunter collection happens to be fairly in demand. I don't know if it happens to be fairly well sought after. So we've already talked about this. A good, 3-4 weeks ago, this was selling altogether, the whole set was like $50. When the hype initially happened, when everybody found out jungle biomes like dense green, that went from $50 to $100. But as you can see now, it's calmed down. It's gone down to $80. Now, in all fairness, that's to be expected. The hype has happened. The people who initially, what's the word to say? The people who are anticipating that, you know what? I could see, some interesting things happen later this summer. So they've gotten early. They've made some purchases. And yeah, they might have gone up a little bit too high initially. But as we can see at the borders here, it's slowly starting to go up. Whilst the prices are slowly starting to go down, this is still twice the price it was about a month ago. It's figuring itself out. And as we go through the summertime, I think we're going to start seeing a lot of the speculators potentially seeing their profits rise up, because I cannot help but assume if Forest Raiders just keeps going up and up and up, this will just keep going up and up and up and up. Now, it's not a very quick thing. It takes time, but this is a thing we have to really consider now. All right, it's doubled in price. But could that go up even higher over the course of the summer? And would it still be profitable? Like, this could still probably go up in price, but it'll probably stop at $30. Still profitable, but is it worth it? Yeah. Now, with boots and gloves, I would expect a nice spike in price. We've seen that happen many times in the past with other collections. And you might sit there and say, oh, but I don't always use the boots, or oh, I don't always use gloves. That's fine. It still goes up. It still happens. All right? People still do appreciate. Not as much like compared to like a tier 3 hoodie and pants and whatnot, but it still happens. And considering that the amount that have already been bought, it's like strike a match and it'll probably spike up and go crazy again. Now, quite a lot of these have been bought out and listings have now been thrown back on. Prices are still better than where they were, but I don't know if these are going to go up in price that quickly or that highly. So maybe you might have to just sit there and say, you know what, I've missed out. And maybe that's just the thing you're going to have to accept, because, yeah, the prices that they're at now might be too high. Or maybe it's not going to have that much of an impact now, right? Because the speculators are hoping for actual genuine demand. Is that going to happen? I'm sure it will, but it might take a while for that to slowly happen, all right? So we'll see what becomes of that. Himmick, love to see it. Now let's see if we either get the primitive stuff or the boots and gloves being accepted. It's good. Just leave it. Right, anyway, let's move on, because we have another pair of boots and gloves that are collection continuation. And over to here, it's Black Paladin. So recently, we had the hoodie and pants. Quite some time back, we've seen some tier 3. But will these actually be accepted? Imagine if they accepted these over Reptile Hunter. Oof. So that is something we have to consider once again. Is it just going to be jungle theme stuff? Or is it going to be other things? Well, Face Bunch, it's in your hands. Black Paladin, that came out. That had a bit of a problem. What's wrong? So when this came out, this is one of those skins that, unfortunately, initially, it was the ones in the Steam market that didn't have any listings. It was broken for a while. They have since been fixed. You can see them here. You can see listings. That's nice. But the bilders have kind of been badly affected, unfortunately. Now, it's not the end of the world. It's still holding up somewhat reasonably. But they sold for $2 and now at $1.50 here. The hoodie, for example. Yeah, boots and gloves would help it out. I've just given you the whole spiel with the Reptile Hunter there. But, yeah, are we going to see, like, the Tier 3 actually being accepted? Are we going to see, like, the Tier 2 being made potentially accepted? It's another potential black collection. All right, we've already had, what is it called? We've had Tire Collection, and that's just got its Tier 3 prepared. Let's see if that gets accepted. Oh spoilers. So, anyway, we'll see. But, yeah, that would help out the hoodie and pants. It's a matter of, is it actually going to happen? No guarantees. Right, so moving on, here we have some Tier 2 armor. Get a good look at that. And then we got Tier 3 armor, and yeah, I spoiled you with the final skin. So over here, Jungle Tier 2. Yes, a very nice leafy looking design. Looks like it's perfect for the jungle. I'm sure Mr. Ideal is hoping that you appreciate it ever so nicely by turning you into a leaf. A gigantic leaf monster. Well, surprise many people by hiding in a bush. It's not that hard. Just some green stuff. You're easily camouflaged, so best of luck. Now over to here, same thing, produced by Rare Lion Cobra. We have the Jungle Ranger with all this teeth. You could have just called yourself like Jungle Monster. So yeah, looking pretty cool. And I'm sure we'll be seeing more of that potentially in the future, so best of luck to you too. Let's see if that works out nicely. Now in regards to the Tier 3, Mr. FaZe has gone ahead and made a kitty cat. So we just saw like a tiger theme set being produced last week. Well, now we have a new one. Do you want to become a tiger? Do you want to say meow at people? Well, here's your chance. Best of luck to you, Mr. FaZe. Now over to here, Jungle Warrior. This is a set Bed and Ronan are trying to build up. Last week, you may recall, we had the hoodie and pants. This week, we have the Tier 3. He has a very strong beak. I'm not lying, look at that. But yeah, a very interesting sort of like Maya design. Mayan? I don't know how to pronounce it properly. Feel free to comment below how I do it. But yeah, do you like the colourfulness? Do you appreciate it? Do you think it looks cool? And do you think it works nicely in the jungle? Feel free to comment below. And now. So, I spoiled the surprise, I'm sorry, but yes, Tier 3 has come out very quickly. So, of course, we have the hoodie and pants currently in the roster right now, as you can see. Well, actually, no, well, there's the Tier 2, but yeah, here we are. So, this is kind of like already matching up to the sales that the Tier 2 did, but I did say this, Even if it did just like 1,000 more sales, still totally fine. The tier 2 is still holding up very nicely. The hoodie and pants, the hoodie and pants here, it's still in a position where it's like, that is the lowest selling blackout alternative option. Tier 2, we've already said this in the past. So if we do eventually see the tier 3, there really isn't that much to go around. And yes, these are gone up in price ever so easily and ever so nicely, and they have hardly any listings on the Steam market. Just to point out, 19, 17, 45. I mean, it's all there. Like, I honestly do think this actually might turn into a full collection. Is it going to be immediate? Or maybe it'd be like 3 weeks into this month? Because, of course, maybe we'll see jungle stuff in the meantime. We'll see. But yeah, is it actually going to happen? There are no guarantees. Is there going to be a focus in jungle stuff? We're in that weird spot. I think it will happen eventually. I am hoping for it. That is my assumption. I should say those words. If we got this far with like 2 core pieces, then I think it's just like a bit of a waiting game. And just to point out, we had to wait 3 weeks for this. We did have Easter in a way, but Face Punch wanted it. They went straight back to it. So. Yeah, things are lining up quite nicely. I do expect this to spark them on ever so nicely if we see the tier 3. Same thing to the tier 2. Maybe we'll see boots and gloves as well. And then we have another blackout alternative for this year. And then eventually we'll probably see another one. Maybe Black Paladin gets the continuation or not. Maybe we get a brand new black collection. Who knows? But yeah, maybe we'll probably see green stuff in the way at the moment, right? Maybe we'll be blessed with some green clothing and armour. Who knows? Let's see how nice Face Punch wants to be. So, okay. Put the word out there. It might take a while. But yeah, Tile Collection's definitely lining up to being a pretty good potential investment. So, cool. And of course, those hoodie and pants, they are abnormal. We'll be chasing after those tomorrow. I'll be on stream, of course. Look in the description right now. See the links to all my socials. On my Twitch, probably around 9 PM London time tomorrow. I will be on stream. I might be doing an Art of Rust talk, because I've got to sort that out. I haven't done that yet. But yeah, we will get to the point where we talk about, discussing the prices for all these skins. We'll do the buy orders, and then we'll see what the abnormal border support looks like afterwards. And then, of course, we'll see if we actually want to jump in and buy some. But remember, jungle stuff is in the way, so we'll see. Maybe that gets accepted immediately, the tier 3. And it'll still be good in the jungle. Just to point out, still would be good in the jungle. So, okay, that's it. That's everything. That's every single skin. That is all the hoodie and clothing and armor and whatnot. So, out of all those skins, which one happens to be your favourite? The tier 3, the tier 2, the hoodie and pants, you name it. Feel free to comment. And out of all the skins here, feel free to comment below all the skins that stood out to you the most. Pick out all the skins that you think have a very good chance of potentially being accepted. Now, I do apologise if I stuttered. I'm not 100%. I'm sure you can tell. I probably don't sound super great. I was sick. I can't help that. I'm very sorry. All right. So let's talk about some other things. Top picks list. So we've already talked about these skins here. He has 174. TGG has a lot of skins here, like a lot. So go give this a good look. Look out for some new people to follow, because it looks like there are some new people there. I had about 130 last week. He has 174. So where did those 40 extra skins come from? Oh, that one's a favourite then, so that's cool. But yeah, go give them all a good look. And of course, consider watching the video. All of those skins will be on display. He'll be showcasing it in the video. I like that one there, that's funny. Right then, so don't forget to also consider look at micro522.com. It's linked in the description. You can see all the jungle skins based on like upvotes, downvotes, the overall scores. And yes, Jungle Raiders hoodie and pants are currently on top. Legacy wooden transparent door is third. Cosmic Flutter sleeping bag, it's fourth, and Tire tier 3 is basically fifth and sixth. And then there's Reptile Hunter. So yeah. Oh no, CROCO DBS. No, don't tell me I didn't add that to my collection. I've got like a whole video prepared for this and everything. Did I accidentally click that off? Well, you know what? I am dedicating this time to CROCO Double Barrel Shotgun. I have seen this in game and it looks cool, all right? So let's just dedicate some time to sit here and appreciate this very goofy looking crocodile, all right? So I feel so bad. Sorry about that little Ranger and Grand Cohen. I will add this to my collection afterwards. Something must have gone wrong. I swear I added it. But yeah, get a good look at that wonderful looking crocodile design. I'm so sorry I didn't have that in my collection. That is an awesome looking double barrel shotgun. And personally, I definitely would vote for that for the Rust or for the jungle update. Like, it is cool. I will probably have to get my short video out on the day this comes out so you can see it for yourself. Because he's a stunning looking fella. Right, so sorry. Let's go at that right now. So as you can see, Hedge has a lot of collection. There we go. And I think we have April 29 right there. So as you can see, there are problems. Sorry. Right. So anyway, yes, consider giving that all a good look, and I do apologise there. There's so many people submitting skins at the moment; it's getting pretty ridiculous. Sometimes things like that happen. In my own server, I always do like at all the Rust people. Hey, did I miss anything? And I actually missed one of the sheep doors earlier as well. So at the very least, we caught that, and at the very least, we still showcased it. I'll probably just keep that at the very end to showcase my mistake. Quick refresh, and there you go. Still in the order of how we showcased all of it. Right, anyway, so let's now quickly hop back over to discussing the situation with the summer. So over to here. Let's go to my tweets. I put this out a fair bit earlier. As we close into the release of the jungle update, it is looking like April has been the absolute worst of 2025, and that was to be expected. Around the spring season, the player counts drop off, kids are very likely focused on school, exams, older people focus on work and whatnot. Well, when it's around June time, kids in North America, they have their summer vacation, and then a month after that, European kids, they have their summer vacation. Now, that might not apply to everybody in the world. I do apologise. But like mostly the Western world that has all the time off around then during that period of time, and that's where we tend to see like the very nice peaks in player count during the summer. Western world side, so June, July, August. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, when we had June 2024. The player count we had then was absolutely absurd. Average player count, 98,000 for the month almost. We thought that was impressive. We thought that was amazing. Over the course of the past few months, we've had an absolutely ridiculous past few months. And to see April being the worst and yet still being higher than June. With this jungle update, how many people do you reckon will turn up out of pure curiosity? The first ever brand new biome being introduced to Rust. All these brand new animals, the weapons, the new places to explore and whatnot. Can't help but assume we might get close to the all-time peak player count. I would like to see it beat it. I don't think it will, but I think it will probably happen in June. All right? I think we will be going back to over 200,000 peak player count again. Yep, fully expect that. That is to my expectation. But I think it'll probably be like more 230,000, or maybe we do beat it. Feel free to comment below what you think is going to happen. I've already got that in my server. We're having a bit of a game. Person who gets the closest number wins a prize. Skin next Rust door. But yeah, it is. It's looking like it's going to start off the summer hype, and hopefully we'll keep up the momentum. And maybe we'll see like average player counts above 120,000 again. When there's a lot more people playing the game, you'd expect prices to improve. And as I showcase here, the timeline of the whiteout kilt. Basically, you can see how at the very beginning of 2024, it rose up to a new high price, goes down during like March, April time, slowly goes up in price. But yeah, it's that May period. It goes up very nicely, then it calms down, and then it reaches a peak price in August, right? Could that happen all over again? Well, based on what we're seeing here, beginning of 2025, calms down, rises up quite quickly for May. Does it calm down here? Then slowly rise up around August time? That's for you to consider, right? That's just like skins in general. That right there is the whiteout kilt, which does get quite a lot of sales every single day. And here's another thing. If there's a lot more people focusing wanting to be in the jungle, does that mean the whiteout and the other white camouflage skins might not be going up in price as much? If people don't want to be in the white Arctic region as much, mainly focusing the jungle. Or maybe people don't like the jungle. There's no nodes there. I'm not sure if that's going to be fixed or changed or anything. Everything is still subject to change. But by default, I would expect a lot of people going in there and grabbing and hiding in trees and people screaming and shouting and saying it's unfair. Yeah, normal. Right then, so that's something to think about. You could even consider watching my micro Rust only up challenge video. Micro, an ever so helpful, lovely person who recently had his birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Micro. He made a wonderful challenge in the Art of Rust server, and I brought my own Discord server to come see it all, and they fell to their doom. It was a fun little experience, and you can watch the video highlight of it all. So, yeah, overall, that is everything. Thank you very much for watching my videos, and remember to maybe refresh your brain and look at all the jungle videos I made for the shorts. Get a good look at what works in the camouflage, what probably pairs up nicely with the brand new building skin. And yeah, that's it. So Abnormals tomorrow, and then the release of the jungle biome, and perhaps the beginning of where we see a lot of skins in general rise up in price ever so nice. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. Thank you very much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. Catch you all later. Soon, goodbye.